Good evening. I am Josephine Oluyole, and reading with me is
Boluwaji Ogumola. Good evening.
We are both bringing you Newscope, a daily news program of in-depth reports, interviews, and commentaries. First, the highlights. FG seeks fresh $516 million loan for Sokoto Badagry Super Highway.
UBEC unveils 5 billion naira 2025 school improvement program.
Oyo Assembly passes vote of confidence on Governor Makinde and Speaker.
And 18 injured in Copenhagen train collision.
Now the details. President Bola Tinubu has disclosed that the Central Bank of Nigeria, CBN, is clearing outstanding obligations owed to foreign airlines in a bid to strengthen the Nigeria-UK aviation sector relations. The presidential spokesperson, Bayo Onanuga, disclosed this following a meeting with a delegation from British Airways on Wednesday as the airline celebrates 90 years of operations in Nigeria. The development was after Minister of Aviation and Aerospace Development, Festus Keyamo, disclosed key federal government interventions aimed at reducing the financial pressure on airlines following rising concerns over the cost of Jet A1 fuel and the threat of service disruptions in the aviation sector. President Tinubu reaffirmed Nigeria's commitment
to the Bank, and it is aimed at financing the already approved borrowing plan for its Sokoto Badagry 1000 superhighway. President Tinubu, in a letter, is asking for an expeditious passage. Senator Okpabio, however, referred the letter to the Committee on Local and Foreign Debts for legislative action and a report back in 1 week.
The Senate has urged the federal government to consider far-reaching emergency measures, including the possible suspension of political activities in 8 frontline states as insecurity continues to escalate across parts of the country. The call, which underscores growing concern within the National Assembly over renewed insurgent offensives, followed a point of order raised by the lawmaker representing Bauchi Central, Abdul Nenge, during plenary. Nenge's warning comes amid a resurgence of attacks by Boko Haram insurgents in the northeast, including coordinated assaults on military formations and fresh threats issued against any forceful arrest. 416 women, children, and elderly persons reportedly held captive by insurgents in Borno State since March 30, 2026. The resolution followed the consideration of a motion in gains recorded in counter-insurgency operations and posing a serious threat to national security. He called for swift intervention by both the National Assembly and the Presidency.
The Universal Basic Education Commission has unveiled the 2025 cycle of its School-Based Management Committee School Improvement Program, SBMC-SIP, introduced a new learners retention program, and released 434 driven initiatives, noting that
members of the State House of Assembly have unanimously passed a vote of confidence on Governor Seyi Makinde and the Speaker, Adebo Ogundoyin, describing as unfounded the circulating rumors of an impeachment plot in the state. The resolution followed plenary session where lawmakers retweeted their backing for both the executive arm under Governor Makinde and the legislative leadership led by Right Honorable
presided over by the Speaker of the South State Constituency.
To continue to support the government of Seyi Makinde.
Other lawmakers echoed similar sentiments, noting that the strong collaboration between the executive and legislative arms has significantly enhanced stability and development across the state. The lawmaker also maintained
In all this time,
the House reaffirmed its loyalty to the governor and the leadership under the Speaker, Right Honorable Adebo Ogundoyin. Olamiposi Ishola.
Olalekan Sulaiman.
Addressing journalists and other stakeholders at a press conference held to mark the 2026 World Earth Day, the State Commissioner for Environment and Natural Resources, Engineer Demola Director, stated that this year's theme, Our Power, Our Planet, serves as a clear reminder that protecting the earth is a shared responsibility that goes beyond government to include individuals, communities, and institutions. The Commissioner highlighted major global environment challenges, including climate change, population, biodiversity loss, rising waste generation, plastic pollution, indiscriminate waste disposal, and the pressure of rapid urbanization. He therefore urged residents of the state to adopt proper waste management practices, reduce reliance on single-use plastic, and including the safe disposal of medical waste.
Today that we are celebrating is reminding us again of science, that science is changing. From extreme heat, weather conditions, rising temperatures, we could see that even disease patterns are changing. We need to sustain our environment. We need to create this awareness. The climate is changing. There are things that we need to do. We need to have this public awareness for people. Tree planting, deforestation, taking care of our waste, even medical waste. You know, people burn refuse, cause a lot of air pollution. People inhale that gas and they come down with health-related conditions.